So, I mean, mm, see, I mean, today, like, I would like to, I mean, is there anybody have any doubts? So, if you have any doubts, you please let me know. So, just like we need to be discuss about the exception handling parts. Okay. So, and other than this one, so there were like file handling part as well. So, and file handling is like just it is like minimal. So just we need to be know that how we can able to read a file, and how we can able to like get the content from the file. So something like the what are the read modes it has. So that much is enough. So, and other than this one, like exceptional exception handlers is another topic. So what are exceptions and how do we handle it? So these are all the things. So let me like just take a brief. I mean, let me give you the brief about the exception handling parts actually, so that I want to do some exercise. I mean, about this the hands-on coding part. Okay. So I mean, basically the exceptions are like these are all the runtime errors. So I mean, while we are writing the Python code, so we will be like noticing some syntax error. So syntax error is something about the Python code and which we are not followed a principle, or which we are not followed a statement rule. So that is like the syntax error. The parser, the compiler interpreter itself, like it will let us know that. I mean, the parsers itself will let us know that you have some syntax mistake. But what are these exceptions mean? So these are all like runtime exceptions, runtime errors. Okay. So, and which is not related with the syntax error basically. So, but what it will do is like it will harm the code. I mean, it will interrupt the job. So, at the,
Your screen is not visible.
okay, sorry. No, I'm okay. Just I am conveying. Yeah, let me share my screen. So these exceptions, no, see, okay. These exceptions will raise in the runtime level. Okay. So, and I mean, like, but what it will does, I mean, what it will do, like, it will interrupts the current flow of execution. I mean, it will stops our application or program execution. So, but how do we like? I mean, to sort the issue. So we have the feasibility of handling those exceptions, handling those runtime exceptions. Okay, what is the exception? Basically, the exception will occurs at the runtime of the program. Okay, these are all runtime errors, and which will leads to terminate or interrupt the program. Okay, from the current execution. So, and like to sort this problem, even though the error raised or occurred, so our intention is to like it should not stop the program. So still it should remains continue to the further executions level. Okay. So it should not interrupt the job, even though the rise, I mean it, even though the exception occurred, so it should not stop the flow of execution. So it should keep on continuing with the execution part. So to do such a way, so we will be using this exception. But how do we know that? Like, I mean, what makes the interpreter to get understand the exception is being raised, and how does it get to know that which part it should consider, and which handler part it should take for the continuation part. Okay. So to do certain I mean declaration and all, it follows few of the things like try and accept, else, finally, and raise. So these are all the few keywords in the part of exception handling level. Okay. So which will be using to handle a error, I mean, to raise an error, so to catch up an error. So all these like each keyword wise respect to functionality they have. So I mean, what it does is primarily, so this try will be like it will be the block of code will be keeping in the try block. Okay. So and it will be looking for the exceptions. I mean, if any exception or if any runtime error is being raised, so then the execution part will get into this except block. Okay. So and then this finally block. Okay. So this finally block, what it does, so apart from the apart from the exception raising point, so it will be like executing at the final of the statement. I mean, at end of the program. So wherever we mentioned this finally keyword, so it will by default execute it. It doesn't consider about the either exception is being raised or not. Okay, but when this except block will raise, whenever any runtime error is being raised, then only this except block will execute. Okay? So otherwise it won't execute. Okay. So I mean, yeah, let us go through this one. Like try block contains the code that might raise an exception. So whatever the code and all we will be writing, all those we will be keeping in the try block. Okay? And then the except block will contains that will be executed if an exception is being raised. So if any exception is raised in the try block, then this except block code, it will contains that what it needs to be executed when the when the exception is raised. Okay. So and how about this one? So the else block. This else block have the code, it will be executed only if no exception is raised. Okay. I mean, if there is no such any exception, so in that case, this else block will get into the execution mode. Okay. And finally, block is the another important one. Like it will execute regardless of any try and except block execution. Okay. So it doesn't matter whether the try catched the error or except block is being executed, or it doesn't care that. So if we declare the code statements in the finally block, by default, it will get into the execution part. Okay. So now, I mean, this raise is another word. So we can raise the error by manually also by using this raise keyword. Okay. So I mean, this is the again. So manually we can also be raise an exception part. So we have few of the like exceptions. I mean, the named exceptions we can say we will be observing all these like arithmetic exception and buffer exception. And I mean, I have collected all the list of exceptions just to know that what are all the exceptions and what are all the names it has. Okay. See, lookup error and then assertion error, attribute error, EOF error, and you might have seen this like import error is like the most commonly getting one. Module not found error. Okay. So and then name error, yeah, this name error. So this we have seen, right? Like if we didn't represents the name, so it is being raised. So we can also be handle this kind of error, name error and memory error, okay, or OS error. See, I mean, first of all, like let me go through this, like how the try and the accept block. Okay, so we will be using most of the handler part in this try and accept itself. Okay, so and it will be using very rarely. And about this one. I mean, I didn't come across the uses of this one. Just we should know that the part like can we also use this word in the, I mean, use this block in the exception handlers part. Okay, so just take me like walk me through this. Yeah, this is the like zero division error. I mean, in the interviews, so how, I mean, they will be like asking like what is the error handler. No, they won't ask in this way. I mean, if you how you are getting like handle your errors in the Python code or something in the PySpark code, then we need to be like convey this one. So I was utilizing the exception handlers, and I was like catching up the errors in the try block and getting the suitable code being added in the except block. Whenever it identifies, it is being executed. Now they will come up with that. Can we use this else block in the try exceptional method? Yes, we can. And what is the use of this finally block in the exception handlers? So regardless of the error, so it will execute. If we declare it, so it will execute that regardless of the error occurrence. Okay. So this is the like important question in the interviews will ask. Okay. So and how we can like add these blocks. So let me go to there. Okay. See, this is how like we can able to handle it. So, I mean, this is the try block, and again, try is a keyword, and this indentation and all, yes, we have known. I believe you are familiar with this. And then this is the except block. Okay. So whenever the raise, I mean, the error is being raised, it will get into this one, and then will execute this block of code. But before getting to it, okay, I am commenting it in this one. See, I am trying to do the division. This is the division operator. Okay. So I am doing the division with 10 and then 0. Okay. See, let us take a look. See, what error is being throwing? So division by 0. Division error, division by 0 is not possible. Okay. So now in this case, like I don't want to like interrupt this job, something like this. Now to do handle in this case, again the next thing is try. Okay, result equal to 10 divided by 0, and then accept exception as e print error is. See, now take a look this. Okay, let me comment it. It is not allowing to execute this. Why? Because the in the fifth line statement itself, the error is raising. See, now what we have done, we have added the exception block. I mean, try and except block. Okay. So this is like the statement we have stated and which we would like to do the operation. And then this is the statement by default, like it can be it why what it is it does, it will capture that the exception raised in the try block, and then like I would like to know that what error is being raised. Okay. So it is like this is the one statement regardless of the exception raised, I mean whatsoever the exception might be. Okay. See, I mean, for example, we are having the list of all these errors: arithmetic error, buffer error, lookup error. Okay. So the error, I mean, the error may raise any of these, right? So in that case, so I want to continue with my program. So this is the like the one statement we can use this. Okay. So regardless of the named error, it will handle all sort of errors. Just it will getting into this one, and then we can do that kind of handler block and all. See, again I will do this 10 by 10 except block output. I am writing this statement for better understanding. Now, so we have seen that like there is no possibility for divided by division by 0. Now it get into this block, and then it is being raised. Okay, and these statements are executed. Okay. So now here I couldn't see this specific error, like what error is being raised. Okay. So in that case, so we will be like using this one, so that the name, I mean the error name, we can able to see this. And I want to add a except block only specific to this error. Okay. I want to add a except block only specific to this error. How I can do that? This is how we can do this. Okay. Except when this specific error is being raised, then cannot divide by 0. Now, like make sure to maintain non-zero value. So now for that one, I will be doing result equal to 10 by 10, something like this. Okay, it is throwing. Now I am commenting this one. Oh, sorry. See now, can't divide by 0. So make sure to maintain non-zero value. Like whatever the nodes, so we can, I mean, we can maintain over. So I mean, did you observe this, the differentiation between this? This exception will only handle, so whenever it notice zero division error. If it doesn't notice this zero division error, it won't get into this block. For example, if yeah, let us try with, I mean, you are getting this point, right? Whenever a specific name error is being raised, what is the specific name error here? The zero division error. So if the zero division error is being raised in this try block, so then only it will get into this one. Now, so I mean, how about I mean, if I get the name error, so let us take a look here. We'll check now how it behaves. So I am doing like 20 by 10 now. So just what I can do, output equal to a plus b I will give. Okay, or else result plus a. A is the variable where, I mean, I didn't declare it anywhere. Now let us take a look. So first of all, before getting into this, I would like to execute it. Just be follow up with me. So just I am trying to execute this one to know that, so what error is being raised. See, if you observe the 15th line, it, so it is saying that name error. Why? Because the name variable a, we didn't declare it anywhere, any of the above program. Okay, now see, I have this try and except block. Okay, so with this statement, I was getting zero division error and I was handling that respective name error. Now, so I would like to check this. If other name error also will raise that, will it block, I mean, will it check this or not? Now it will leads to name error. Okay. Now let us take a look this. Now it will raise a name error. Will it comes in this block of execution or not? Will it execute this block or not? We will going to be see now. See. Uh, did you observe this one? See, there is no statement being executed this one. Okay, there is no execution of this statement. Okay. Uh, I mean, even though the error is being raised, okay, it didn't allowed into except block. Why it didn't allowed in the sense, we have added except block for the named error, that is zero division error, meaning that whenever you noticed any zero division error, then only allow this block of statements to execute. Other than division zero error, no, it won't consider that. Okay, so I mean, you please let me know this if anybody didn't get this one. I was been trying to let make you understand this one. Okay, and how about this one as well, like what makes the differentiation in between these two statements. So this is the error block we have added for specific error, that is zero division error. Whenever a zero division error you have noticed, then so get make execute all these statements. And what else if you notice other than zero division error? So I didn't have respect to except block of code for that error. So it says that like it can't do anything. Okay? But now here, like let it be like whatsoever it is. This is like it will handles that block. See, the same statements I will copy and I will keep here. Okay. See now, just I have added. I didn't mention any particular error name. Okay. Now you see this. I will comment this. Otherwise, it will throw this error. See. So name error. Yes, it has raised the error. That is A. Name A is not defined. Okay. Now again it get into this block statements execution exception block output and it is raised this one. So I will go with again the zero division error. Why? Because we have seen this with the name error. Now let us go with the zero division error. See, again we have got this statement output. Okay. Like whether it is like zero division error or name error or whatsoever it can be. So just it will handle that part in the except block. Okay. So this is for, I mean, how do we handle for only the specific errors in the sense? Post this keyword, we should add that error name. And yeah, I mean, like, can we have multiple except blocks for one try statement? Yes, we can. This is also another important interview question they will ask. Now, what we have seen, name error we have seen. So how it looks like the name error. Mm, I want to see that. Print A. So except block syntax error. Yeah, this is the except block. I'm commenting it. Now run. Name error. This is the error. I will copy this error and I will try to add the except block for that error. Except, you people can see my screen. Please take a look this one. And if anybody didn't get it, you please ask me. So except name error. Now, now this block is like handled for only the name error. So now what is the variable we are trying to do here? That is A. So A equal to 10. In this case, like we can handle that such errors like, okay, so I am getting only the name error. So what are all the variables we have? I will make sure to declare all those so that it won't get into the name error part. I mean name error it won't raised. So now what I will do again, name error block statement, name error except block statement. This statement why I am writing like for the better understanding like which statement is being executed or which it belongs to in which block and all, just for the clearance purpose. Now anyhow result plus A. Okay. Now let us run this. Okay. Why? Because this one. See, name error except block statement. Okay. So yes, it meaning that it is noticed the name error and we have added that respective except block code for the name error and it is like in this way. So it has handled. So we have declared that A variable so that it will consider that value. Okay. So this is how like errors wise we can add the except blocks, okay, to handle only such a specific errors. And to commonly like I am not sure about the errors, just I would like to do that the continuation of execution regardless of the error name. In that case we need to be use this except exception as E and then this is one to catch all the errors whatso error it is like we'll be using this one. and specific to naming errors kind of thing. This is the another one. And again, like we can use n number of except blocks. Okay. And finally word. So finally block executed. Finally block executed. Okay. So and now the error raised, that's why it might execute. Let's check that. If will it execute even though if any error is being raised, except so error of I statement. Final block executed. Two final blocks been executed. So I mean, even though we didn't have any error here, how did we confirm here there is no error in the sense like if you observe, so there is no error of high statement in the console. Okay. So just we have this one only and it is being executed, and then regardless of the error occurrence, the finally block code executed. Okay. So this is the like error part handling. Okay. So I hope you have understood about this. Why this one, and this method, like if we notice any other error, see, I mean arithmetic error or something like that, if we get the other than these two errors, like it couldn't handle the remaining errors. It will be handling only these two errors only. Okay. See. Okay. So this is how like it will behaves. And I mean, if anybody have any questions or any doubt over here, you please ask me.
Instead of adding multiple exception blocks, we can directly specify it as exception, right? Whatever the error we get,
Yes,
it will
yes, yes, we can.
display, I mean, handle the exception.
Yes, we can do that. So that would be better. I mean, if we assume that like we can only be handle the specific errors, I mean, like kind of variable values or kind of file path values. If something like that, so specific to such errors, like we can go with the naming errors, and it will be better. Yes, as you said that common except block is better for all the errors to handle.
Okay, regardless of the try catch method, the finally block will get
Execute.
executed, whether
Yes.
we get, yeah.
So whether we get the error or not, it doesn't care about it. So it will do its duty, like it will go and will execute its statements and will finish it up its work. Okay. Now, like whenever you are practicing, so you please try to include all these in your practice hands-on session. So I mean, like making it to adding a function, uh, something like see def and like practice something like you do it. Make sure to utilize all the topics whatever we have covered as of now. And if you blocked it anywhere, so you please like let me know that or have a question with me so we can we can clear it. Okay, just this is the function name I have defined, and then I'm calling like here. So that's it. Like, see, now if you observe, like you can be have the familiarization with functions as well. Okay, definitely you will be coming up with a lot of errors and you will do the mistakes. So that like we can easily like practice in this manner. So line number 39, it is having indentation error. Now like this is how like we can identify and we will get to know this. Can you able to see my screen or is it freezed? I think now you can able to see my screen. See, in this manner, you please try to practice all the things whatever we have covered as of now. And you make sure to use the defining of the functions and try to keep your all the code inside of it and try to add these except and try and except blocks as well so that you will be like having with hands-on part as well. And see, I will be like I have declared this function. So pract and then I'm not calling it anywhere. So see if you observe here what is the behavior in that case. See, I couldn't see this any of these print statements. Why? Because just I have declared a function, but I didn't call it anywhere. So you try to do all these test cases. Okay. So and anybody any have any questions? For I in range 1 comma 10 I will give. For every iteration, I should do this division with I or 0 by I. Okay. Now what it does, like it will iterates 9 times. Now it will iterates 10 times. Each time one will, I mean, 1, 2, 3 iterative value of I will come here. And all the time we are trying with the 0. But there is no such like divide by 0, right? So now it will starts with this checking of this one. And now, I mean, as we discussed, it should be like keep on getting executed. Now observe here. This statement, how many times it should execute? 10 times without interrupting this. Why? Because all the time the zero division error will rise. Take a look. Sorry, 1 minute. Uh, Except block. Okay, yes, yes. Sorry, I mean, like it will raise that error and will again like will be getting into this except block. Okay, sorry, it won't get into the iterative way of execution. Sorry, my bad. So it will why? Because like it will be like capturing this the error and immediately like getting into inside of this except block. Okay. So and in further statements it will continue the execution part. Okay. So continuation from here onwards. Why? Because it is the equivalent to this try and except block and further block of code statement it will execute that. Okay. So I mean why? Because the error is being raised and it is catched and it will get into this 12th statement execution block. And in continuation it will go and so on. And it won't get into this iterative kind of execution block mode. Okay. Sorry, it was my bad. So yeah, I mean that's it from my end, and so that's all about the day for today class. And if anybody have any questions, you can ask me. Otherwise, like we can wind up this session. Okay. And I mean about the tomorrow offline discussion, like if it is anybody interested for the offline, like you please like inform me, or else like you inform to Sai and he can inform me and we can have the online discussion. I mean offline discussion. Okay.